Hello everyone, today I'll be introducing you to the brand new Madolche deck. This deck features the Ishizu and Vernusylph engine to enhance the Madolche performance to its fullest potential. However, it still requires some optimization and polish to be able to compete in the current meta. In this game, I'll be facing Tearlaments Ishizu Lightsworn and I'm going second. My opponent activates Card of Fate and adds Ancient Vanguard. While I add Maxx, my opponent then activates Sharon effects using Ishizu as cost, and I respond with my Maxx. After Sharon is summoned, the opening effect requires the player to send the top card of their deck to the graveyard, while the opponent has to send the top 3 cards of their deck to the graveyard. One of the 3 cards that was sent to the graveyard is Merely, since Ishizu was sent from the hand to the graveyard. The opponent can activate its effect to send the top 5 cards from each player's deck to their graveyard. However, the opponent made a mistake by not activating Merely's effect before Ishizu, which would have created a chain block. Even if the opponent had created the chain block, I could still have chained my DD Crow to interrupt Merely's effect. This is why using DD Crow is a better option than using Ghost Bell when playing against Tearlaments. So I activate my DD Crow to banish Merely from their graveyard and cancel the fusion. Then Ishizu's effects resolve and the top 5 cards from each player's deck are sent to their graveyard. The opponent sent Feliz to the graveyard, which allows her to special summon herself onto the board. However, I don't want to let the opponent build up their board, so I chain Keldo, which was sent to my graveyard due to Ishizu's effects, to bounce their cards back to their deck. Our deck doesn't mind our cards being sent to the graveyard, in fact, we love it. Here's why. The 5 cards that were sent to my graveyard were Gravekeeper's Trap, Madolche Anjelly, Puddingcessoeur, and Keldo. In my first hand, I have 2 effect Veilers, Hills, Forests, and Small World. I can open my combo with many ways, such as using Hills effects to send a Veiler to the graveyard and search for Seedling, or using Forests effects to send a Veiler to the graveyard and then send an Ishizu card to the graveyard. On my turn, I drew the Seedling, so I choose to activate Small World to force out Ash Blossom. I banish a Veiler from my hand and an Ash Blossom from my deck to add Hootcake to my hand. The opponent doesn't have a response, so I assume they don't have Ash Blossom in their hand. Next, I activate the Ducks effects by sending Veiler to the graveyard to search for Mudora and special summon Anjelly from my graveyard. Then I activate Forest's effects by sending Mudora to the graveyard to send Keldo to my graveyard and special summon Puddingcessoeur from my graveyard. Before performing the usual Madolche combo, I have to bounce my shadow back to the deck by using Mudora's effects. Now, the full Madolche combo. As you can see, Vernusylph greatly improves the Madolche deck's opening and combo extending capability, while Ishizu's abilities provide effective graveyard control against many decks in the current meta, particularly Tearlaments. However, it's important to note that this deck is still in need of optimization and refinement, so feel free to use this deck list as an example to build your own customized version.